Come on, man. Is this thing on? Where's that teleprompter? Oh, there's the teleprompter. Repeat. Repeat it. Say the script. The script is, welcome to another episode of Pounds Firearms. Today, we are going over upgrade number 2 on the SCAR 17. Upgrade number 2 is a light. It was chosen by you, the YouTube viewers. You are building this SCAR for me, so I appreciate all your input and help. And yes, so upgrade number 2, we are doing a light today. I've chosen the Streamlight. This is the ProTac Rail Mount HLX. It is 1,000 lumen with 27,600 candela. So it should, I think they advertise about 330 yards of sight picture, or of light. Best way to say it, I guess. But yes, 332 meters. There it is. 332 meters, which I think would be probably pretty perfect for a SCAR 17. So that's kind of why I went with this one here. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and dive right in here. Let's make sure the firearm is safe. Of course, YouTube. Hopefully it doesn't think anything bad about this. The chamber is clear. Nothing in here. Perfect. We're going to slide this guy out of the way. And let's dive right in. So this is not a product review. If you wanted to get a product review on this, let me know and I'll piece it together here. So we're going to just open this guy up and get to work on it here. So this was purchased by my own money. So it is unbiased. Alright, so from the packaging, it does come with the push button tail cap, end cap. This one does mount to a Picatinny rail. I think they sell different types of mounts if you want to do M-lock or whatnot. I think it's just these couple screws here that you undo and then you get a different type of mount. But being the SCAR, Picatinny rail works fine for me. I did choose the model that comes with the 2 CR123 batteries. This is a dual fuel, so it does the CR123. It also does the 18650s. Now, I did not go with an 18650. I did go with Streamlight's proprietary battery. It's the SLB26. The reason why I went with this is because it is the same size as an 18650, but you can charge it directly from the battery. So I do have 2 of them. That way I always have one charged up, and then if all else fails, I always have the backup with the CR123s, which would be pretty easy to get in the field if you had to. But yeah, there you go. That's a little bit about the light. So I am going to start off with the end cap, the push button end cap. See how we go from there. We'll just get that screwed on. We'll start sliding stuff out of the way here. So we'll just put that there for now. In the box, it does come with a push pad. With this model, you do have to replace the tail cap to use the push pad. We'll go ahead and set that aside here. The other thing this is going to come with are rail mounts for the push pad. There's also Velcro and zip ties if you wanted to mount it a different way to it somewhere else. We won't get into that at this time here, so let me put this guy away real quick. We'll shove this guy in here too. Let's see what we got. Alright, so it does have the push pad. The push pad is momentary on this, so tap and hold, let go, it's off, and then it's always on. It is clickable. So right now the factory settings for this is high and then strobe. So push once and hold is high, double tap and hold, it's strobe, or same thing with the button. Double tap the button, it's strobe all the time. Push the button once, it's high all the time. Alright, these rail mounts here, so one half goes into the Picatinny rail. The other half, if you can see, it's kind of indented, kind of creates a stop so the pressure pack can't go any further. So there's one for each side, so you put one on the front, put one on the back. Whoa, losing it here. Put one on the back, and there you go. So you can mount it on whatever Picatinny rail you want. It's got screw holes if you want to screw it in. It does come with hardware for that if you wanted to, and zip ties and everything else. Alright, so let's see this thing. So this is a 1,000 lumen, 27,600 candela. It is overcast out, but it is middle of the afternoon, and you can see it. That is, in my opinion, pretty dang cool. I'm sure there's other brands out there. Maybe there's other better brands out there. Maybe there's better models. Just seeing how this one goes out to 332 meters potentially, I was pretty excited about that. I think that's going to work out fine for my application on the Scar. Alright, next question is, where do I mount it? You, the YouTube viewers, need to tell me where we're going to mount it. So I am right-handed. I am going to try to run this without the pressure pad here, so I'm thinking let's go ahead and mount it to this side. Now, if you wanted to follow along with us on Rumble, this will not be filtered. If you wanted to follow us on YouTube, it is filtered. So you will see a blurb right now while I modify my firearm. All right, there we go. So this is what it would look like if you did it on left-hand side. All right, being a left-hand shooter here, well, first problem I'm going to run into is I can activate it okay. So there's the double tap and then single hold. So the button, this tail cap does do momentary. Push it hard, it clicks, and then it's always on. So if you just tap it, it does the same thing as the pressure switch there. All right, first thing I'm noticing here is I do not have a good grip with this. To be able to activate it, I have to get my hand off to get that. So it looks like pressure pad, at least for this side, is going to have to work. This model is the reciprocating model, so I can't put my hand here to try to activate it. I can't really get a grip, or I guess I can kind of sort of grip it here, but then like I said, I have to pull my support hand off, so I don't know if that's going to work. Plus, I mean, that'll definitely thump me a couple times. All right, well, I don't think it's going to work there. Where else can we mount it here? So let's, well, I got four sets of rails. We're going to try all four of them. How else do you know if it works if you don't try it? We're going to try the bottom. Sorry, YouTube, you guys don't get to see this, but it's pretty easy. It's not quite quick release, but it is a just a dial you turn down and it's spring loaded. So that's how it looks on the bottom. You know, I got big hands, so I mean I can technically work this. I don't know how good the grip's going to be activating. I mean my hand's got to be completely come off to activate it, so that won't work. All right, YouTube, you getting the blur again? I'm going to pull the sucker off. Let's try the top. I don't think ideally you want to run it on the top, but how do you know if you don't run it or test it out, right? So it is kind of gapped on my front post. So there's a small gap. I'm sure it'll get beat up as time goes on here. But now I got something a lot more comfortable. I can activate it a lot more easily. That's definitely for sure. That's not a problem there. Sorry about the wind, guys. It's yeah, it's doing its thing. So that's not too bad actually. Let's see. And that is a no-go. It is totally in the way of the optic. Clearly. So yes, the top will not work. Well, let's try the last option here. Flip this over. Sorry, people watching on YouTube. Alright, so we're going to put this on the right hand side. Alright, right hand side. That is the most comfortable. It's not the way of the optic, clearly. I can definitely hold that a lot easier. I cannot activate it without having to do some sort of crazy reach around. No, not that reach around, you pigs. Reach without reaching around the forearm. Yeah, doesn't really work. So I think what I need to go ahead and do is I need to mock this up with the pressure pad. So the flashlight's attached to the weapon. I don't know if YouTube's going to call this modifying the rifle. So just to be safe, I'm going to blurb that out because I have a feeling that YouTube will call this modifying the rifle here. So screwing the end cap on. You all do not get to see that, sorry. And it's on Rumble. Alright, pressure pad is installed. Let's see, does it work? Yeah, it looks like it's working, cool. Alright, so with the pressure pad now, I think it's gonna be a lot more comfortable. So now I can get it, I'll have to see where I like it. But let's just do it here for now. So now I get my grip like I need. There we go, push it once. I have to slide back a little bit for the always on. I could maybe flip it around if I want to. Yes, I think this up here is where it's going to live. This is where it's going to work here. Cool. Alright, so the first thing I'm noticing here is, we turn this on. I think a lot of people complain about other optics doing this here, but you probably can't tell on the camera, but I'm already seeing the shadow of my barrel. Not only am I seeing the shadow of the barrel, if you look close, you will see that the light is actually hitting inside the compensator. I mean, heck, it's hitting my finger and it's up against the barrel there. So we're definitely going to have a shadow on barrel shadow here. So I'm going to roll in some footage, and we are doing our traditional 50, 95, 140, and 220 distances here. So a quick recap here. The barn door, it's going to be the 50. The first tree is going to be 95. The second tree is going to be 140. And the broadside of that white shed is going to be 220. So I'm going to start rolling in clips now so you can see what that looks like at night mounted to the scar. And yeah, as you can see from the clips, there is a lot of barrel shadow. Since there's so much shadow, that's either gonna drive me nuts, or maybe that's room for upgrade number 3. So since you, the YouTube viewers, are helping me build this scar, what's upgrade number 3 gonna be? My first thought is gonna be an extended rail. So I think there's 2 companies, maybe 3 companies that do it. There's a KDG, I think Midwest Industries does one. I think FN does one, or did one. I believe it's discontinued now. But I think they sell different sizes. I'm going to go for the full shebang here and get the full 6-inch guy. Yeah, I don't know if I want to convert everything to M-lock or leave it on rail, on Picatinny rail. I kind of like the Picatinny rail. It's more traditional. So I might stick with the Picatinny rail. So Midwest Industries, KDG, or an FN branded extension. Is that upgrade number 3? I think it needs to be, just because of the shadow. But you tell me in the comments if upgrade number 3 needs to be something different, or if I go ahead and do that as upgrade number 3. Alright guys, well, once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for helping me build my scar. If it wasn't for you, I'd still be running irons. So stay tuned for the next episode. We will see what the upgrade number 3 is. And thanks for helping me build it. Once again, this is Pound from Pound's Firearms, signing off.